Hi boys and girls. Today for writing we are going to be practicing making some lists. Now there are a lot of different reasons why someone might want to make a list. When you're a kid, it's kind of fun to make a list of your friends or make a list of your teachers. A lot of times you'll make a birthday or a Christmas list, which tells someone what you would like to get. You might also make a list of your favorite foods or your favorite desserts, or you could even make a list of colors or shapes, or you could even make a list of words that start with the first letter of your name. So I could make a list of things that start with the letter R. So when you become an adult, you still continue to make lists. You might make a grocery list when you're an adult of things that you need to get while you're at the store. Or you might even make a to-do list. Now you may have heard of a to-do list. That is a list that tells you the things that you need to do. So adults will sometimes make a list of things to help them remember what they need to do or what they need to get. So today you are going to get a chance to make two different lists. Now you have a white sheet in your packets that kind of look like this. I'm going to do it on a whiteboard just so that it's easier for you guys to see my work. And you are going to start by watching me make some lists so that I can show you the things that you need to remember when you're making a list. And then you are going to get some time to go ahead and make two different lists of your choice. And there are tons and tons of things that you can choose from to make a list about. So I'm going to start here. You'll notice at the top of your paper you have one line at the top that's a little bit longer. That is where you are going to put the title of your list. So when you're making a list, just like a story, it's important to give it a title so that the person who reads it knows what they are reading about or what the list is of. So one thing that I do a lot when I'm at home is I make a list of groceries that I need. So when I run out of something at my house, I will write it down on a list so that when I go to the grocery store the next time, I will remember to get that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by making a grocery list. So at the top here on the title, I will write grocery list. That's my title. That way, if I drop my list somewhere or I leave it, someone will know exactly what the list is of. They'll know that these are the things that I need to get at the grocery store. So I'm thinking about some of the things that I really do have on my list here at home. I know one thing I need to get next time I go to the store is milk. So I'm going to go ahead and write the word milk. But guess what? I'm only going to write one word or one item on each line. Okay, I'm going to start over here at the edge of the line so that I don't run out of space. Okay, so I'll start with milk. Milk is a nice short word. I'm not going to run out of space on the line, but I'll show you an example next of where you might run out of space on the line if you don't start at the very edge. Okay, so another thing that I remember I need to get at the store is orange juice. Now orange juice, it's two words, but it's one item. So I'm going to write both those words on the line. And notice this is going to be a little bit longer, so it's important I start all the way at the edge. So orange juice. Ooh, and look, I'm almost going to run out of space even starting at the edge. It can get a little sloppy if you start in the middle and then have to squish your letters. Okay, another thing I know that I need at the store are blueberries. Now I'm using my best writing because I know I'm going to have to go back later and read my list, and it's going to be awfully hard to read if I use sloppy handwriting. Okay, so milk, orange juice, blueberries. Another thing that I need at the store are noodles. I ran out of noodles yesterday, so I'm going to have to remember to get noodles. And if I write it on my list, I won't have to remember. I'll just remember my list when I go. Okay, another thing I need when I go to the store is lettuce. I'm going to go ahead and write the word lettuce. Notice how each time I'm starting all the way at the edge. Another thing I want you to notice, first graders, did I put periods after my words? No. Remember, periods come at the end of a sentence. Now, are these sentences? No, they are just words, so you don't have to put a period after each of these. So remember that when you're making a list. You don't need a period. Okay, I've got lettuce. Another thing that I need is mustard. So I'm going to write it down here. Oops, I kind of have a little mustard. There's a little crack in my board, so it's a little hard to write there. Okay, and then the last thing that I need to remember when I go to the store is bread. Okay, so there is my grocery list. Sometimes people even put on their lists, they might number their list. So you could put like number 1. You don't have to. Number 2, number 3, like that. Or another thing sometimes people do is they put something called bullets. Now a bullet is just like a little dot right next to it. You've probably seen it before. You just put a little dot right next to each one. Those are called bullets. But when you're making a list, my friends, you really don't need bullets or numbers, but it's up to you. Okay, so I'm gonna think of another list of things that I could write. I think I might make a list of I'm gonna do words that start with R, which is the first letter of my name. So I will title this R Words. Remember, every list needs a title, okay, so that the person reading the list knows what it's about. Okay, so words that start with R. Rock. That was one that came to my mind right away. Notice how I'm starting all the way at the edge. Hey, for this list, I might number them to see how many I can come up with. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is going to be 6 and 7. Okay, let's see if I can come up with 7 R words. You probably have already come up with more than 7 words just as I was talking. Let's see, another thing. Sometimes I like to look around the room. Oh, I see something that is red, and I know red starts with R. Red. How about my name? But I'll think of it as the flower. So I'm gonna keep the R lowercase because I'm not talking about my name. If it was my name, I would capitalize it because it's a proper noun. But I'm gonna pretend just the flower, a rose. Let's see, what else? Ooh, ranch. While we're thinking about groceries. Ranch. How about, I'm thinking of an animal. Ooh, how about a rabbit? It's kind of fun making a list of things that start with my first letter, or I could do my last letter. Okay, I need to come up with 2 more. R. Ooh, how about remember? Remember. It's getting a little sloppy here. I know you guys are going to do way better than that. Okay, 1 more. How about the word room? Look at that. I came up with 7 words that start with R. I could probably have even come up with more. Okay, so I just came up with 2 of my own lists. You are going to get to be creative and come up with a list of your choice. Some ideas that you could use, you could come up with a list of toys. You could come up with a list of books or dinosaurs or family members. You could come up with some of your friends or teachers. You could make a list of your favorite foods or desserts or candy. You could make a list of sports or colors or shapes or 3D shapes. You could make a list of adjectives or nouns. There are endless possibilities of things that you could make a list of. If you would like to share your list with Miss Wright or your teacher later, you can feel free to do that. A few things to remember with your list. Make sure that you're starting all the way at the edge of your line there. Remember, we don't need any periods or punctuation. And you can even try some of your lists with numbers or bullets. Remember, bullets are those little dots kind of right next to the word. All right, first graders, I hope you have fun making your lists, and we will see you soon.